Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I know you can see my goofy reflection in the red dot glowing in the glass there, but I just wanted to show you some things that you may want to do, little projects revolved around fishing if you're iced over where you live. That is the mag draft that I caught my personal best on. So I decided to shadow box it because I used to work at a frame shop, so I know how to do it. And what I'm going to do is, since I have this empty space up here and below, I'm going to surround it with 4x6 images of the bass and the picture of the scale. And it might be something that I might get into as far as a little business venture, since in this digital age, we don't have to taxidermy stuffed fish anymore. We can let them go so they can be caught again. So another thing I wanted to do with y'all today is I recently capitalized on a sale going on at American Legacy Fishing. It is a company that I have not used before, but I got the SLX combo. I got the 7.2 heavy because I wanted to have an actual good, like really good jig rod and reel. And I got the SLX 150H 2-to-1 speed. So I'm going to show you guys from start to finish how I set up a new piece of gear, as far as putting backing on and the whole thing. So let's get started. Alright, so the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it down, and then I'm going to take my surgical scissors out and pull up so I don't get anywhere near the guides or the rod or anything like that. And I'm just going to start going down the length of the bag. Like so. And then when you get down here, you really got to be careful, because in shipping, they really button up these tips so they don't get damaged. And there's going to be some bubble wrap. So I'm just going to pull taut and make some small cuts and try and make sure I don't get anywhere close to the actual rod tip. Peel it apart. Oops. Sorry about that. It looks like there's just a piece of tape down there. Or the plastic wrap here. Alright, so our tip's out. Now let's finish this end. Just pull taut. Run down. Run down over here. Alright. So we have the rod out of its packaging there. I'm going to give it a little inspection, make sure everything's goody good before I take any of the tag or the wrapping off. Just give the guides a little, make sure they're intact. Me, I'm not one to really be a big stickler about, like, if, you know, there's a factory blemish or something like that. I know I kept the invoice, and I'll show you. So right in here in the butt section, we have Shimano's 1-year warranty information. So I will be getting that out. Usually, like you can see down here on my cranking rod, I leave a lot of those, but plastics on. Like the Gerald Swindle rod still has it. That one, I fish around a lot. You know, being a shorebound guy, I fish around a lot of sandy banks and mud and whatnot. So to me, I'm not in a hurry to get that plastic off the butt end, since I'm constantly, you know, setting it down in the sand, leaning it up against something or whatever the case. So this thing looks in prime condition. So I'm gonna go ahead and snip off the SLX tag here, but I'm gonna keep it just in case for a while. So I'll set that there, and then I'm gonna head over here to my little duty station and carefully lean it here up against anything. It's not touching the winders. You gotta watch the time. I got a truck appointment here shortly. So here we go. SLX150HG, which is the high speed. So I previously took it out and inspected it and everything, and man, it is a smooth operator, let me tell you. And I can see that the worm gear is nice and lubricated, so there's no need to do that. And Shimano always sends a complimentary bottle of, as you can see up there, I still have some from the last Shimano I bought, which is cool. So I will use this as I get to it. Now, some people like to back their reels with monofilament. It's cheaper, I get it. I, on the other hand, like to use braid. I think it bites better into the main line, and I don't know, it's just easier for me to tie my connection knot, and I think braid is just a better backing if you can get it to stack nice and evenly for you. So the one thing I will do before I start filling this is, I've never owned an SLX. The only Shimano casting reel I have is the Caius. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to read about how to set these tabs up for the braking system, or watch a short video on it. So, but as you can see, I already have my supplies laid out and what I'd use: braid, surgical scissors, one small piece of electric tape to cover up my main anchor knot on my spool. That's it, like a small square. And then what I'll do is I'll wind it on to get it started, and then I'll show you guys the finishing process. But I like to have the drag fairly taut and a little bit of play in the spool just to make sure that the braid comes on level. I don't tighten it all the way up, and I'm not that awesome with a casting reel yet to have all my brakes off and the spool loose and to be able to not backlash. I'm just not that guy. So Malaysia, huh? That's no surprise. It's pretty. Again, I'm not really big on aesthetics, and I usually build my own combos, but I couldn't pass up this deal, you guys. Rod and reel came to $137 with tax out the door. So I'm pretty sure these 150s are like $119 to begin with. So it's like you bought the reel, you get the rod free, or vice versa, which is, it's just an unpass-upable. Now what I am going to do, since I'm not familiar with this braking system, is instead of going out and buying a $25 filler spool of shooter or sniper, I'm going to fill it up with 17-pound copolymer to get it dialed in and to get used to the rod and the feel of the casts and all that. And then I'm going to spool it up with the high dollar fluorocarbon. So we'll stop it right there, and then the next time you'll see me, I will show you how I set up my little station of spooling up a reel.